All right. Hello again, everybody. I'm going to give you some voiceover directions for the second assignment of our week of April 13 virtual learning. Um, Once again, you'll link to it here on Classroom and then, or through the task sheet, and it'll bring you to this. All right. You'll have view only access. Obviously, make sure you make a copy because you're going to do the work on this as well. At this point in the year, when we get to reviewing for the AP exam, we can't hit every single topic from past units, so I like to try to pick and choose, obviously. And I always feel like this is an important one because it ties into so many other units, and I think that's especially important this year when there's only two FRQ questions and there's 5 units that could possibly be tested. I'm guessing that the College Board is going to want to try to touch on as many units as possible. So something like the population pyramids or the demographic transition model. If you guys know this, then to me, I think this is something that will really, really benefit you because it just seems like a logical choice for a question. So what you're going to do with this is it's just in some ways a basic review to get down a lot of the terms and ideas associated with these models. So the first thing you're going to do is on this slide. All right. So you're going to list the characteristics of each DTM stage. And we have 4 characteristics. Okay. So I did stage 1 for you guys, and I'm noting that stage 1, what am I noting about the birth rate? That it has a high birth rate. It also has a high death rate. Because of those 2 things, you're not going to have a lot of natural increase, right? They're sort of being canceled out. So it's pretty stable. And then as a result of the increase rate being stable, you have a very low total population, especially as compared to some other stages. All right, so I want you to go through and list out those 4 characteristics and how they apply with the other stages as well. Then on this slide, I'm just going to put this guy up here for a second to show you. You're going to have all 5 of these population pyramid models up here. And again, they're not exactly what every population pyramid looks like, as you guys know, but they're general models. And I want you to just do some matching. All right. So this one I know is stage 1. I'm going to click it and drag it down into the stage 1 box. And then, depending on where you think this is, you grab it and drag it down, this one, and fill in the chart. And because the more you can make those associations, again, the better that you're going to understand both concepts. This is where they're sort of merged together. And then the final thing that I'm going to ask you to do is to go in and really start reanalyzing these population pyramids. So, I told you guys back when we started studying these that they really tell you a story. Okay, I always like to say that they tell you a story behind wherever it is we're looking at. In this example, you see it's a New Jersey population pyramid from the age 2000. And what I want to have you do is first identify the stage. Okay, so I'm putting this as a stage 4. And then you're going to analyze it here by explaining the characteristics of the pyramid and any anomalies that might exist. And this is where you have to remember that even though this shows you the year 2000, it's not something that's stuck in time. You have to think back and say, okay, what is, if somebody's 50 in the year 2000, that means they were born in 1950. Or if they're 54, they were born in 1956. Okay. And if you work your way down, you'll notice starting from this cohort, 50 to 54, and you go down to this 35 to 39 range, maybe getting into 30 to 34, you have this population boom. Okay. Well, these are your baby boomers. And that's why I say you can't be stuck in the year 2000. You have to remember that this goes back there, right? This is reminding you of past events. So that's how I want you to go about this, is to make sure you recognize those things. It's also predictive of the future, right? The fact that, it's starting to get a little bit of a decrease is beginning to foreshadow what's going to happen more in New Jersey after the year 2000, where people start having less children. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of these to work through. Okay. Again, very good practice for you guys. As always, reach out to me if you have any questions, and then make sure you submit this as well to Google Classroom. All right. Have a great day, everybody. See you soon.